Hello and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is August 28th, 2015. My name is Lynn and I'm your host. Welcome! It's another Friday night where we get to play with fiber, and I'm so glad to come to you from the studio here at home base in Hopkinton. Tonight we're going to tie the Disappearing Pinwheel quilt. I want to share with you a gift that Evelyn has sent me from the West Coast and tell you all about that. And I want to show you some pictures from the fair, the ag fair, and the judging there. And we'll just talk about some other things that are coming. I hope to be right here in the studio all month, so we have a lot to get done. So welcome. And as always, send your pictures, send your texts, questions to lmarquidot@gmail.com, and I know it's still a tough one, and I know that I say I'm going to change that, and I really am. It's LMARQUED as in David, ANT, @gmail.com. So send me your text and let me know what's going on. But first things first. Look at my latest pincushion. It is beautifully done. And this came from Evelyn Moyer in Pacific Palisades, and I want to read you some information about the kitty and about the inspiration that Evelyn had when she made it. And that's where I'm going to start, is with the picture. Aren't the colors beautiful? She used the Rainbow Mountains of China as her inspiration. Now, for anyone who may have been there, how lucky are you? Can you see that? That's a picture Evelyn sent to me, and that inspired the kitty made out of this fabric. Isn't that wonderful? And she's just such a good pincushion and such a good design that Evelyn wrote me some tips, and she shared with me the location of the pattern, which I want to share with everyone. It is a Joan Burkhart pattern, and it's called Here Kitty. And Evelyn says, oh, Evelyn made a couple of the kitties. Let me show them to you. And look at the view from her porch. Oh, and there's the dog. Can you see those? So what a delight when a couple of weeks ago Evelyn sent me an email and said that she wanted to send me one as a gift. And I got to pick which one I wanted. So it's going in my pincushion collection, and I love it. And let's see, what else can I say about it? So some of the notes, oh, can you hear Allie barking? Some of the notes are the fiber fill, and Evelyn sent me extra fiber fill, which I love, including a piece of felt for the nose that's shaped like a heart. I don't know if you can see that inside the fiber fill, which I just loved. What a lovely gift. And this is Polyfill Crafter's Choice. It's dry polyester packing fiber fill. It's ideal for doll making, and she actually you can get it at Joann's. It's coarse dry fiber that stays in place. It's easy to pack in tight spaces, and it's washable and hyperallergenic. The glue she used is Fabri-Tac permanent adhesive made by Beacon. It sets quickly and is very tacky. So you'll see that the actual pincushion is made with individual pieces. The two outer legs, the two inner legs, and the bottom, the tail, and the head. And as I say, it's a cute construction, and Evelyn actually has since written to me. We've been exchanging emails back and forth. If you're out there, Evelyn, hello, and thank you again. We've been going back and forth. She's making a number of them for Christmas gifts or for holiday gifts, and actually I may have that picture too, where she's creating, yes, couple of pictures of her kitties under construction. She's making the pieces and then stuffing them and then putting them together. So there are all more pieces. And it comes in different sizes, this pattern, and one of them she's making out of felt. She says the felt one's a real calico because it's all different colors. Oh, and look at these, some Cafe fabrics. Those are going to be great. And that is a bonus. I kid you not. Look at who got a new hand-knitted washcloth. I love these. My mother will tell you. Yay! So I purposely, it smells good. I purposely haven't used it yet because I wanted to show everyone, but that is going right into use. So thank you again. So that's all fiber related, and what fun. Let's see, what else? Just to finish this up. I enclosed one felt nose to add to Kitty. I used some of the fiber filling for the small areas of the kitten and filled the rest with walnut shells. I like that idea. You can tell, and it gives it weight. And sewed up the holes. She says you might enjoy making the kitty, so she tells me the pattern, and it's a lovely note. So thank you, Evelyn. Let's put that aside. And I may very well make one of these on my own, but I love that I have her in my collection now. So let's put this, let's put it right there. What else is new? So you might see behind me, do you recognize that one? I was doing the math, and we worked on this one a year and a half ago. It was when we were trying to do a modern theme, and we were saying, well, if you include gray in a quilt, or I was saying, if I include gray in a quilt, can I call it modern? And really, at the end of the day, this doesn't look all that modern to me. There's too much movement. But I thought what was ironic is that here, my spinning pinwheels that I made with Amy Butler fabric, Free Spirit fabric, actually is modern. I really think I did it. I made a modern quilt, I think. But now I may be fussing it up because I decided I wanted to add some bright tying. I've also, though, before we came on tonight, I did do some cross-check machine quilting. So I have gone all the way around each big square, and I've tied in the middle of each square, and I have pins all over it. So I thought what I'd do tonight. Ooh, that's a hello. Who's out there? Hey, Chris Myers, hello. And if Abby's there, hi to you. She says, I miss you. I miss you too. You can walk with us tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. if you're up for it. Meet us at the high school. No pressure, believe me. I'm only partially committed. I said if I wake up in time, I'll be there. Oh, so nice that you're there. And happy birthday to you. Belated. I hope you had a great time doing whatever you did. So, what I wanted to do here was literally, and we'll see if this works. I think it will, though. I really do. Because this isn't a huge quilt. It's going to fit on a twin-size bed. And my plan is that I'm going to use it with my other twin-size, actually it's the Celtic Solstice quilt. And in the garage, down at my mom's, we're going to finally get two quilts that are up off the floor. Two quilts, two beds, two twin-size beds that are up off the floor, and we're going to put them together. Probably too much information. But I'm going to put these quilts on those beds, and so anyone who is down there using the garage will have a warm quilt under them. So these are not fancy. Oh, and I didn't buy any backing. I literally pieced the backing with leftover fabric that I had. So, and I tried to match, you know, I have some gray in here. I have some of the white and the purple and the orange. I did find some of this blue from the last Bonnie Hunter Mystery. And let's see, this one's a good old mainstay. This is for the very last bit of this. I think I got this down at the New England Quilt. Oh, what is that? Quilter's Warehouse down on the Cape. Okay, so what I thought I would do, let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to pull up a piece here. Can you see that? Here. Yeah, so I'm literally, hold on, I can trim these off. Literally wanted to pull out some bright colors, if I could, from my bags of embroidery floss, like this orange. That'll be a good one to throw in. Might as well try and use ones that have already been opened. This purple is probably a good one. This blue. Oh, can I tell you, the reason I was late, you guys are going to laugh, is I wanted to put on some earrings for the FiberCast, right? I got a new shirt, too. I'm all cleaned up for FiberCast. It's been so long since I put an earring in, I can't get an earring in this ear. So now that's bugging me. Okay, so there's orange. Let's see if we have any gray in here. Oh, we do. Some old-fashioned gray, which is good. Who knows where that came from? Look at that bundle of gray. But I don't want just gray. I really want to mix it up. Look at that, even a little green. And there is some pink around, so maybe we'll use a little of that. So anyway, you see where I'm going with this. Why don't I just jump in? And I'll use up some leftovers. There we go. Some of it's pearl cotton, some of it is the other embroidery floss. So we'll put that over there. And then I literally have my needle that I was using earlier. And what I thought I would do is do ties kind of in unconventional places in each block. And I'm double tying it. Ooh, can you hear the peepers outside? Love this time of year. The last couple of days here have been beautiful. Oh, and I feel for the folks down in the Dominican who were hit by the storm and is heading toward Florida. So for anyone who's out there that might be encountering the tropical storm, I hope it goes okay. And I'm sorry about not being here last week. But we're here now, and I wanted to tell you all about being a judge. And when I said the ups and downs, I meant the hanging of the quilts up in the rafters and then looking at them when we were down. Other than that, it was all ups. What a fun time. There were 3 judges and a department head, I guess is probably what you call her, Nancy. And we literally judged quilts from 7 to 10 last Wednesday night. There were many categories. There were approximately 40 quilts, and they were all, the sentiment was that the quality and variety was better than ever. And we had a really good time. We gave out more ribbons, I think, than we have in past years, which I was happy for. Now, I don't have children, as everyone knows, so I'm not familiar with sort of the new rules around trophies or participation awards or all of that. I'm really not close to that debate. I know that it goes on about whether just for participation, should everyone get a ribbon? Should everyone get an award? And I don't think that again, not having had my own children, but I don't think that everyone should get an award just for participating. But I think if there are, I think in a country fair type of situation, if people have gone to the effort of participating and putting something in, and they have met the qualifications of the category, and if there are only 3 people in it, and if it's not horrible, I guess I'm of the belief that those 3 participants should be judged against one another, and a first, second, and third ribbon should be given. Now that's one philosophy. The other philosophy that is more like what the judges at this fair are doing and have done for a long time in the past, and neither one is right or wrong, it just is regardless of the number of competitors that have actually entered, and in each category, they really do judge the quality against a industry standard. So kind of probably like a dog show, right? There's a standard. And so because they have done that in the past, there have been times when in a category, even though there were several quilts entered, none of them got a ribbon because they weren't deemed quality enough. So it's a balancing act, and like I say, this year I think we had, I think we did a good job of rewarding nicely done quilts. And the biggest category, there were 11 quilts in, and that was really tough. And we were able to give, and they were just beautiful, one of which was a Sue Garman Oh My Gosh quilt. I'll show you that picture in a minute. That literally, the pieces in it are literally end up being half-inch squares. So it's a Sue Garman Oh My Gosh quilt. And it was difficult to pick from those 11. So we were able to give a lot of honorable mentions. So let's see. So the way it went was, again, there was the department head. There were 3 judges. There were about 40 quilts in probably 10 different categories. And the department head took care of putting in front of us the quilts for each grouping. And we were able to look at them and assess them. And one of them was a Jenny Doan quilt. There were 2 t-shirt quilts. Last year there were a lot more t-shirt quilts. This year there were 2, and they were lovely, very well done. And in fact, the one that won the t-shirt quilt was, and this was a new category, quilts of another type. It literally had t-shirts on both sides, and it used calico in between each t-shirt to border the t-shirts. And it was really effective. And one side was a blue calico, and the other side was a yellow calico, same design, but just different color waves. So that was really neat. So I have just, as we've been talking, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder if I should do any more. This is fun and so easy. In my experience, ties don't last as long. They do pull apart. But, so these ties are kind of for decoration. Let me make sure I'm not doing something wrong. Okay. So I was going to. What I'm going to do also after I'm done on the machine, after I'm done tying on the machine, I'm going to go and do in the ditch for every one of these squares. So it will literally only be, and it'll be tied in the middle more like for decoration. So I think that should weather okay. So let me just keep moving down. I think this is good. And I think I'm going to take off the pins while I'm right here. Like I say, this is a utilitarian quilt. as everyone knows, this pattern, a lot of the squares are done on the bias. So, and I did it quickly, and it doesn't lay perfectly flat, but it will serve the purpose. And I'm going to put a label on the back, say that I made it in the summer of 2015. And what a summer it's been. I hope everyone else out there has had a good summer. Now we're back to work. This week was busy. But in a good way. So I'll do a couple of more, and then I'll see who's out there. I have a quilt to show you. Jean bought a quilt when she was out in Pennsylvania area dropping off Maddie at Bucknell. So that is going to be fun to show you. She has a good eye. She picks out just classic antique quilts. Chris Myers, I hope you have your feet up and are enjoying your Friday night. Like I say, when I was trading texts with Jean, she said she will be up at the Hopkinton High School with Nancy tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. So right now, I'm going to try to do that. But I'm making it easy on myself, and I didn't fully commit. Oh, I said I was going to check our email. Hang on. And I should be mixing up the colors here. Oh, hello. Oh, I love it. Chris says, as she reports, feet up crocheting. You go, girl. That's great. I'm glad you're doing that. You said you wanted to get back into your crocheting. Oh, here's a note. I was up here setting up about an hour ago, and I couldn't. We brought the lights down to the vineyard. Bob did, and then we brought them back, and I could not figure out, again, how to set them up. So I was up here, and I texted Bob, and he came up and helped me. How embarrassing, huh? Anywho, who's out there? Oh, hey, we have some new participants. Hello to Big Iron and Andrew and Leslie. Thank you for joining, and Holly in yellow. Thanks for joining. Let's see who's out there. Ooh. So here is a note from, oh, I'm downloading the picture. I'm sorry. This isn't very, oh man, that's pretty. Ida Hosey, 1120. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. She says, hi, Lynn. Need your input. She's having trouble deciding on which color border to use for my little fish. She asked hubby, but got the stock answer. They both look nice. Purple or green? What do you think? Hope all is well. Oh, how fun. Well, we can do a little vote here. My vote is for green. And I'll tell you why. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's Jean. Okay, we'll go back to Jean in a minute. So I think I would pick green, and the reason is that it shows a little more contrast with the purple, and it picks up the green in the fish's back part, and I like how it shimmers, and I like the green that it is kind of modeled like the fish and like the ocean. The other purple I think might get lost and wouldn't give you quite the the impact. So that's my vote. And I love your fish. That is cool. How did you create that? Looks like you literally, it's applique and then machine stitched over. That is beautiful. So green. Who else is out there? Hey, Joanna. Hi. Joanna says, I'm watching you live for the first time, and she loves the FiberCast. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Joanna. Where are you hailing from? Let's see. Juneau.com. Well, that's not really Juneau, Alaska, is it? Well, welcome, Joanna. That's great to hear. And Maureen. Hi, Maureen in Pennsylvania. She says, glad I caught you. My husband reminded me. Oh, I love that. Don't you have to watch your friend on the computer, he says. That's great. Between your husband and your daughter with the chocolate, I think you have it made. That's excellent. I tell you, the guys who come here for band, tonight is a serious band night. This is kind of funny. You know, with Bob and I having been traveling and away for holiday and everything that's gone on this summer, they haven't had band consistently. So tonight, the band is back together. They all showed up here, you know, and they were all encouraging me on FiberCast, and they're going downstairs while we're doing FiberCast, and they're not allowing any visitors, and they're seriously looking at their playlist, and they're practicing their songs. So they're back to business. I thought that was cute. So, whereas some nights, as you might imagine, it is a party, and they have fun, and actually people from the neighborhood come over sometimes, so that's good. Hi, Jen. Hey, happy Saturday morning. She says, morning, Lynn. Just tuning in to listen, not sewing this morning. I am getting things done before heading over to the U.S. next weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone, says Jen in Perth. Wow, I forgot that you were coming over. Well, have a safe trip. Excellent. So nice to see everyone. Let's get back. Oh, let's get to that text from Jean. So Jean says Nancy is working on a t-shirt braided rug. She might bring it tomorrow so anyone who doesn't sleep in can see it. That's very good. I'll keep that in mind when I roll over tomorrow morning. No, I'm going to be there. Okay. Ooh, that'll be fun to see, too. And I'm curious, is she making the t-shirt braided rug out of leftover t-shirt parts from the t-shirt quilts? Because you must end up with some extra there. I love that idea. And I tell you what else I love the idea of. I don't know if I mentioned this last time around, but the idea of an envelope house. Has anyone heard of that concept? Oh my goodness, you guys are not going to believe this. A mouse just went behind me. What is a mouse doing in here? Okay, so note to self, I need to take care of that right after the show. A couple of minutes ago, something darted over there, and I thought it might be. But this time I actually saw it. Anyhow, what were we saying? Completely lost my train of thought. I think I'm going to go with orange. Oh, envelope houses. So my buddy Adam Carolla, that I listen to on his podcast, is building an envelope house. And what little I know of it so far is it's just focused on sustainable products and efficient building and creating structures that are energy efficient. So that'll be fun to watch. Kind of like HGTV, but different. And Adam Carolla, I go by first name, he has a show, Catch a Contractor, So he's out in the LA area already, going to places separate from his envelope house, and he was a contractor before he got into comedy and podcasting and all of that. So he knows about building, but in this Catch a Contractor, oh, these poor people have built homes, or, I mean, contracted with builders to do something in their home, and it's just become a nightmare, and Adam and the crew go and catch the contractor and help the homeowners out. Anyhow, thank you, Saved by the Bell. Who's that? Karen! Oh, she says, a mouse, it sounds like my house. No kidding. You are so funny with your critters. I wish I had a picture of the latest critter, or that video that you showed. What should I do? Ugh. I don't like the thought of it, because then I have to do the trap thing, then I have to get rid of the mouse. Oh well. Who doesn't do? We all have had mices. I can remember when I lived on A Street having a whole family of them in a drawer somewhere. Probably, was there an attic? No. Couldn't have been up there. Yeah, my sister Karen. Hi Karen, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Hi Dalton and Alexa. And Mom, if you're out there. Do you care to share, Karen, what kind of critters you've had in your house lately? This will be good. I want to get this done. You'll notice that the quilt behind me is not yet bound or put together. It's literally all pinned. But I'm really liking it, so I don't want to rush it along. This quilt I like, but I just want to get it done and on the bed. So I don't know how I'm gonna do the one behind me. It almost calls for just machine quilting in the ditch for every 2-inch square, I'm thinking. And it's all pinned up, so it's kind of too late to drop it off at Chris or Kelsey's houses. Don't you love the idea of the long arm quilting? You can just kind of drop off your unfinished project, and then they help it along. It's a beautiful thing. So I was at the hairdresser yesterday. Here's a story for you. I was at the hairdresser yesterday, and a couple of police cars came into the parking lot, and they were there for a long time, and they were talking to a couple of other people from the house next door. Turns out the cleaning company that resides in the house outside of in the house next door to the haircut people actually had their computer hacked. So that means that everyone's credit cards, of course, and personal information has been compromised. And so the cops were there talking about it for a long time. And I must admit, my husband said, what are they going to do? Pull out the server and shoot it? Which is really not fair. We need to give our local police more credit. But I thought of Barney Fife, shooting at the computers. Okay, so back to critters in the house and the mouse. Karen writes, first she wrote, it's a mouse, it sounds like my house. Then she said, when we asked her, well, what has she had in her house? She says, let's see. You guys are going to laugh. A raccoon, a mouse, a squirrel, gray and red, a chipmunk, a snake, a bird, spiders big enough to eat for lunch, and that's just this year, she says. You really need a door. That's all I can say. That's so funny, and I love to see your pictures. Keep telling us about that. And she says, yes, and Mom's here too. We both say hi. Hi. Oh, I'm psyched. I saw the crabs you guys got. I wonder if were they yummy? Up around here, I have talked to more people talking about lobsters. They're relatively inexpensive in the supermarkets this week. They're $5.99 a pound. So that's kind of interesting. Coming up multiple times. I discovered lobster rolls this summer. They give you the flavor, and yet you don't have all the messiness of dipping the lobster. But I do love lobster and butter. Okay, this is cruising along, you guys. I am liking this a lot. Thank you for helping me through this. See, I'm just going to mix this up, even though I have, well, no, I'm not. I've used orange in here. I could use orange in this next one too, because it has orange. So what are people thinking about making? I know we did the Disappearing Pinwheel, which was a great project for the past month or so. We all have our Dear Jane going on. I'm thinking, well, first off, I have an idea for our mystery quilt. So I'm going to be working on that, of course, not during FiberCast, because we'll do that next February and March, just like we've done the last 2 years. So that's kind of fun. But then I pulled out my rug hooking. Oh, and I meant to bring it over near me. So next week, maybe we should just jump right into that. I have a rug. I have several rugs that are almost done. So I think we should maybe spend some time doing some rug hooking and finish those up. Might be kind of different. For anyone who's not tried rug hooking, it's wonderfully meditative and soothing. It's like coloring with rug strips, or with strips of wool, little spiders of wool. And there are many ways to do it. There's punch needle. There is traditional hook and strips of wool. There are the yarn that you can just pull up little pieces. What's that called? Latch hook. So I do traditional rug hooking, but you can do any kind. And I know several of you out there actually do it. Maybe together we could get a few of our projects completed. That would be fun. So there's that, and then I definitely want to do a Christmas series. And I want to do some Christmas ornaments. So that's what's swirling around in my head. And it's fun. It's fun to think about what we're going to do. And like we always say with FiberCast, it's amazing what you can get done in 60 minutes. I would never be getting this much done if we didn't do this. So once again, I thank you all for participating and putting up with the technical difficulties and my inconsistent schedule the last couple of months. I really appreciate it. There, I like this orange. You know I'm going to have these little pieces all over the place. Okay. I'm liking that a lot. Let's do a different color. Let's do purple. I always make a mess of this. There we go. You see this? Oh, should not put that needle in my mouth. Okay. This is that square that just is so the same value that when you look at it on the screen, when I look at it on the screen from here, it just looks all gray. You cannot even see the pattern very well. It's so interesting to me. I'll check who else is out there. Hi to Marquet and Norma. Oh, and everyone who sent their dog pictures yesterday for National Dog Day. That was cool. Oh, and I've not shown you the pictures from the quilt show. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, but before I go look at the pictures, I want to make sure and catch everyone who has written in. Margaret says, hi, Margaret. She says, I'm just tuning in. Your quilt looks great. Thanks. It's nice to hear about the quilts at the local fair. I used to love to go to the county fairs just to see the quilts and needlework. Haven't done it in a long time. Isn't it fun? If there's still one coming, you should go. It's such a good, feel-good atmosphere. So Margaret reports, my girls took me to Center Harbor last Monday to keepsake quilting for my birthday. Oh, what a nice trip. Had a wonderful day up on the big lake. I came home with my colors to start. Dear Jane, that's great. Let all that you do be done in love, Corinthians 16:14. I just had to read that because I liked that. Let all that you do be done in love. Okay. So Joanne, Joanna, I'm so glad you wrote back. She says, I'm in Eugene, Oregon, so it's early here. And she says, I'm drawing lines on 5-inch squares for a half-square triangle quilt for my 9th grandchild. Oh, cool. Well, keep on going. It's amazing what we can get done in 60 minutes. Delwyn, hi. Hi. She says, maybe your kitty pincushion will catch the mouse. Very cute. That's very cute. I wouldn't want the mouse to... The mouse looked big, for the record. Alice Robbins. Oh, how fun. She says, to quote her, she says, how fun, finally catching you live. And Alice is in Illinois. Well, thank you for joining, Alice. And for you, it's not completely early, but it's not completely late either, right? Central Time? I'm so glad you joined us. Thanks. It is fun when we're live because we can talk to each other. Okay, so pictures. Before I go any further, I want to pull up the fair pictures. And I may have them here. It'll be better to pull them up here. They'll be clearer. This is a newer phone and a newer camera with better resolution. Oh, here we go. Okay, so first things first. This is the Oh My Gosh quilt by Wendy Nierenberg. It won a first in its division and best in show, and it was stunning. Probably king size. Let's see. Here's a view from the rafters of the Ag Hall on some of the quilts. And I know it's hard to see. I actually posted these on the Simply Colorful Facebook page. So go there. I won't show them all. Here's one. We judged them. What I didn't tell you was we judged them on a Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning we go and we hang them with the help of these gentlemen that are up there. All volunteers, of course. One of the boys there, Andrew, who was helping to hang up the quilts, he was actually going back to school in Ohio the next day. So that was fun that he participated. I don't know if you can see this. This is the t-shirt quilt that I mentioned. And in between there is that yellowy calico, and on the other side it's a bluey calico. This is fun. Again, I took this picture from the rafters. Fun to look down on Thursday morning. Oh, here we go. These 3 quilts were beautiful. And again, 2 of them were by Wendy Nierenberg. And the third one was by, I think, Mary King, who's out in Laguna Beach. And her daughter lives on the vineyard. I think that's hers. I tried to take pictures of everyone. This was a great one. And it was made out of silk. Very different. Very well done. This was at the fair when we were, again, looking down. You can see the photographs are right next door. Well, this was fun during the judging, or no, during the hanging up of the quilts on Thursday morning. The adult needlework was being judged. So there were beautiful examples of knitting and needlepoint and children's dresses. There was a children's dress. The theme of the fair was Rise and Shine. And there was a children's dress that was so whimsical. And I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it. You have to see this. So appliqued chickens on it. It was adorned with different laces. That was really fun. Anyway, kind of diverged there. On Thursday morning, while they were judging, there were other judging going on, and we were hanging the quilts. They were also judging the food. And the food judges literally spend from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1 in the afternoon eating food that has been made, you know, in all the categories. So they bring plates of it around the hall, and so the other judges can eat it. How's that for a perk? Oh, and here is, let's see. Oh, a couple of dolls I wanted to show you. I entered a doll, and unfortunately, it didn't get any prize. I had entered it in the wrong spot. But here's another doll that's felted that was entered. Needlework. Here is one ahead of a Santa. Here was a Mimi Kitchener type doll. I think that's her name. There's a Martha's Vineyard Doll Club, apparently. And so they awarded some prizes. This was a basket full of vegetable dolls. It was cute. So let's see. Now, of course, I am going through what do they call that? I'm trying to look for one more picture for you. Well, this was cute. One of my friends from high school was down there with her family, including her 6-year-old daughter, who did the corn husking challenge. She got a 3rd place, and there's Lily. The kids are so cute. They all get 5 ears of corn, and then they're timed to corn husk. What a riot. Here's a better picture of them all with the corn. So, oh, here's one more quilt. That's a neat one. That had some little adornments on top of it, which were really good. Like little, you can't really see them here, but little lighthouses or a little whale. So it was very interesting to look at. Let's see. No, you really can't see. Okay, one more. This one was stunning. Check out this quilt. And I really liked how they used the red in it. And it was so well done. All the points matched. Oh, one more. This one was an original called Illumination Night for Illumination Night down at the Gingerbread Cottages in Oak Bluffs on Wednesday, and she made it for her daughter. And again, that was made by Mary King. And that one was a close second in that big category and almost a best in show. So, highly recommend going to your county fair. It's a lot of fun. And I think I should get back to tying a few more of these. I'm so glad that Alice has joined us and Joanna. It's so fun when we have new viewers. Do you know we're up to 1,070 subscribers? And we've been doing FiberCast for a year and 8 months. And we're just, well, we'll be hitting our stride probably 10 years from now, but we keep plugging along. It evolves as we go. You make it evolve. I thank you for sharing it and telling other people about it. I do it in addition to my regular job, so it's not something that, unfortunately, I can put a whole lot of time in. But someday my goal is to do that. I think there's a real exciting opportunity and need to connect those of us who like to do fiber arts and who are aging. No other aging across the world. And the beauty is that we have this technology now that allows us to share and see things that we never would have seen. I mean, the fact that Jen is down in Perth getting ready to come to America, and she has all of us that she can connect to. Speaking of which, Jen, let us know what you need when you're over here, or if you have any questions. I think you've said you've been over here before. And I frankly don't know if the prices of fabric are better over here or over there. Because you must get a lot of sourcing from China. I don't really know what the dollar's doing or the currency. Anyway, let us know if we can help. And just keep on being fibercasters. Oh, and very importantly, Sandra K. Cubans in Mississippi, one of our first fibercasters. Sandra, if you're on, hi, I hope you're feeling better. Sandra had her gallbladder operated on earlier this week. And word is that she is recovering well now, and she has good friends down there with her. But I thought of you, Sandra. Like last week, I thought I had not seen you online, and I wondered how you were doing, and sure enough. Oops. Do you ever do this? I'm being cheap again. Too thrifty here. I've got a piece of thread. Well, I guess I'm going to make it work. It's like 2.5 inches. And I do the double tie. Yeah, I'll get it. I'm curious if anyone out there knows of a better way to do these ties. I'm open to any ideas. I think the only thing I've changed in all the years I've been doing ties is when I first tied, I didn't do the double tie through. And when you do a single tie, that really comes undone fast. I think this is going to be good. Let's see, what else can we talk about? So next week, unless maybe we'll do Dear Jane, but I think I'm going to pull out that hooking and introduce anyone who hasn't seen hooking. We'll do that. That'll be something different to look at. And I'll get a rug done. When I show you how little I have left to do on this one rug, I hope you will encourage me to just get it done. Upstairs in the attic, I have a few more that are more in depth. I have a Mosimer rug, is that right? And I took a class with Nancy Blood on shading. That one is with a fine cut, a number 3 cut. That's going to take me years to finish. And then I have another one even bigger that I designed myself, and it has a picture of the 2 dogs that Bob and I had, including Allie when she was a puppy. She's a black lab, and the other one was a yellow lab, Peabody. And that one still needs quite a bit of work. So, first things first, though. We just do one thing at a time, and we plug away. What should I do on this black? Thinking this is an opportunity to do something really kind of... I think I'll mix it up. I'll do a purple, then I'll do a pink, then I'll do an orange. How about wrapping the thread around twice? Does that make a tighter knot? There we go. I'm gonna, because I still have purple on my. Go. Well, it's so cool. We have people crocheting out there. We have people just drinking coffee. I love coffee. Is it morning yet? That was another thing I discovered was iced coffee again. Mom, I like that you taught me how to do iced coffee. That was good. Okay, I think I just heard a ding. Oh, let me do one more of these, and then we'll get to the pink. There. Okay. I just heard a ding. Let's see. I want to make sure that I catch everyone because I'm just so glad everyone is tuned in. I want to thank you all again for hanging in there with me on FiberCast. It's downloading. Yeah, there are more people out there. Marquette's out there. Hi. She says she's making tumbler blocks in Kentucky. And it's downloading. I can't wait to see it. Oh, she says, hi, Lynn and the FiberCast gang. OMG, she says, you are so brave. This is when everything would be up in the air and I would be flying out of the room because that is the only thing I am scared to death of is a mouse. Oh, you're so funny. Nope, I'm cool. If it had been a snake, and in fact, I think I remember you posting something about a rattler near you and skinning it, that would make me jump. But I guess I should look. But we're good. We're good. That's so funny. Marquet says she loves the quilt that's on the design wall. It turned out very pretty. Thank you. You have a lot of great ideas to keep us all busy. As for me, I'm watching tonight while cutting tumbler blocks and apple core blocks. Here's a picture. Whoa. Of my 2.5-inch tumbler pieces and my little 2.5-inch square and a square blocks that I've been sewing on. They're not in order that I will have them in. Hope you had a great vacation and a great weekend, Marquette in Kentucky. I did, and thank you so much for sharing this. This is fun. So I'm going to show everyone your tumbler blocks first. Is that your leader ender project? Oh, and you're doing it with your square, your Dresden plate square. Oh, that's a pretty fabric. Oh, aren't those cute? And these are the blocks in a block. Oh, I love these. Those must be really fun to do. Are they paper pieced? Those are good. Oh, Marquet, how nice. Oh, and I think that's it. So with that, I had no idea. We're 3 minutes past the hour. What a fun August 28th it's been. I hope you've enjoyed FiberCast. It's amazing what we can get done in 60 minutes. I certainly am more relaxed and ready to go have fun for the weekend. So thank you for joining me. And make it a good, fun week and productive week. Keep being creative, and I'll see you here next Friday night at 8 p.m. Bye, everyone. Now I have to find my mouse. The computer mouse, that is. Bye.